This will be a tutorial on how to make a little keepsake wooden box using the CNC router. It'll be very similar to what we're looking at here. There's also going to be a video on routing out the top to make a little design pattern in the top of the box as well. So let's get going on that. We're going to use Fusion 360. The one we're going to do is going to be, I'm going to make sure I'm on the bottom plane, and I'm going to start with a center point rectangle, and our dimensions for this are going to be 4 by 4. So 4 inches, and I'm in inches here, 4 inches. If I'm not sure if I'm in inches, I'm going to go to my document settings, make sure I'm in inches. I'm going to finish that sketch, and I'm going to extrude this to 15/16. So this is using hardwood lumber that comes 4/4. It's right around 15/16, the stuff we get at Lincoln Way here. So if you have a different material, if you have 3/4 inch, you can adjust the size. I also have a video on making the same box using 3/4 inch material. But I'm gonna like the 15/16 ones because make it a little bit bigger where you can hold more things. So I'm gonna start a sketch here on the top, and I'm gonna also do a center point rectangle. Find my center of the point, which is gonna be right here, and I'm gonna make this 3 by 3. Finish that sketch, and I'm actually going to extrude this down, I believe, a negative 0.625. So that's 5/8. 0.625/8. Then I'm actually going to make both of them here. So I'm going to construct an offset plane that's a 1/4 inch from here. So that was construct offset plane, set that a 1/4 inch from the side, and I'm going to mirror this. So I'm going to make a pattern. I'm going to select make sure my object type is body. My mirror plane is right here. Press OK. So now I have 2 of them. I don't have to redo all that. Alright, so I'm going to make this my bottom here. So I'm going to start a sketch on this. And I'm actually going to offset this. And it's going to be 0.219. And it's actually going to be a negative here. Press OK. And then I'm actually going to, I believe, let me just double check that. Yes, I'm going to extrude that down. Finish that sketch. Extrude negative 0.625. Not 625. 0.625. Alright, so there is my bottom. Make sure I have here 0.938. And then I'm going to start a sketch on my lid here, and I'm going to actually offset again. This time it's 0.17, so negative 0.17 on this. Finish this sketch, and I'm actually this time, because this is my lid, I'm going to extrude this down negative 0.25. Alright, now I'm going to make this my lid just because it's slightly smaller as a whole when you look at it this way, so that's just a nicer look as far as the lid goes. Now, when I put these on top of each other, we have 0.938 plus 0.688. When I put that together, it's going to be a little bit bigger than I want, so I'll mess with that later. I'm going to make them slightly smaller, I believe. 0.6. Yeah, when I add those together, I'm at 1.6. I want it to be about 1.5 inches tall, so I'm actually going to take 1/8 of an inch off this. Negative 1/8. And that'll give me right at 1.5 inches when I put them together. And then I'll have 5/8 right here, plus a 1/2 inch right there, so about 1 inch inside. Now, I'm going to use a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill these out, or to pocket all these out. So 1/4 inch drill bit cannot make a 90-degree angle, so I'm going to select all of these with a fillet tool, and I'm going to select these ones as well. And I'm going to fillet those to a 1/4 inch because I'm going to use a 1/4 inch, so that's 0.25. Then we use a 1/4 inch drill bit, and then I'm also going to, just for the look of it, I don't want a 90-degree on the outside, and I can't have a 90-degree here because it's got to fit inside this, so I actually need to extrude, and I'm going to select all my outside corners, and I'm going to put a fillet of a 1/4 inch on those as well. the very outside here, that's just for looks. I think it just gives it a nice, so it's not such a sharp uh, angle to it. So select on the outside, again, 0.25. And there we go. Now we have it. There is the design of our box. Now we just need to mill this out. So to do this, I'm going to save it as 4/4 Keepsake Box, because the lumber that's 15/16 is actually 4/4 lumber when you purchase it. And I'm going to put it in my CNC router folder and save that. I'm going to go to my manufacturer now, and I'm going to do a setup. So I'm going to make sure I'm in inches. If this is in millimeters, I'm going to change it here, change it to inch, do a new setup. And I'm going to choose this portion over here. And then for my stock, I want to make sure I don't have any top offset, because that puts our height at 0.937, which is 15/16, which is what our stock is. I don't mind having a little side offset, because then that'll give us a nice little profile we can cut out as well. So then my setup here, I'm going to choose my models, and my post-process, I'm going to make sure this says 1. Press OK. Alright, so I'm going to do a 2D pocket here, 2D pocket, and for my tool, I'm going to select my 1/4" compression tool. So I'm in 1/4" compression spiral. If you don't have a compression spiral, use a 1/4" flat end mill, whatever one you need to do for your machine. And I'm going to change my preset to hardwood. This is going to be no disable, so that's no coolant, so that's disabled. And then for my geometry, I'm going to select my top, my bottom, select this top, select this top, and then the bottom of this. For my heights, I don't need to mess with. For my passes, I want to do this in multiple depths, and I like doing it 1/8, so 0.125. And then for linking, I don't like my ram type of helix. I'm just going to do plunge, and I'm going to press OK. Here's my toolpath, 7 minutes, so that's about right. It's going to cut the inside of here. I can right click this and choose simulate. No issues found, press play. So it's going to cut the top of that. Alright, I like that. Next thing, I want to get the outline of the contour of this. So I'm going to do a 2D contour, and the 1/4" flat end mill. I have the compression, same bits. We don't need a tool change. All these settings are exact same. For my geometry now, I'm going to select the bottom contour of the bottom and the bottom contour of my lid. Passes, heights I don't need to adjust. Passes again, I'm going to do multiple depths, and again 0.125 or 1/8. And then linking, I don't have anything to change here, and press OK. And again, this takes 1.5 minutes, and you can see I can right click that and choose simulate if I'd like to. Now, I don't have a tool change, so I'm going to press Control, select both of these tool paths, and I'm going to post-process them. So actions, post-process. I'm either going to choose if I'm at my school, I'm either at the Techno, HD2, or the Patriot, either one. If I'm doing the HD2, make sure this says HD2. I'm going to change this to Keepsake Box. My output folder, this is a flash drive, so I'm going to change that right now just for the sake of this video to my downloads folder. And then everything else I shouldn't have to change. My post button is right there, it hides it. I'm just going to press enter when I'm here. I already have one, so I'm going to press yes on overriding that. And there is my post. So now I'm ready to bring this to the machine and post process this and cut it out.